In this video, we're going to show you how we installed all the sheetrock in our garage. And first we started with putting strapping up on the ceiling to hold the sheetrock up on the ceiling. You should start with the ceiling drywall boards because then the wall boards are right underneath the ceiling piece. Our first piece of strapping we put right up on the trusses along the wall.
So is it 16 on the edge?
16 on center.
Alright, so...
Then we continued adding strapping along the ceiling so that they were 16 on center, so that way when we hung the drywall, it would line up correctly.
Why do you keep taking your gloves off?
Because I like to feel my hands, so I guess it doesn't matter where I'm
You like to feel your hands.
at. I can't work without touching
You are a funny, funny, funny. Waddling with these things. Yes, and yours is tighter there, so that's a... These...
It's fine, so I put it in.
We created spacers using little pieces of strapping so that way we didn't have to use measuring tape every time. We tacked the strapping up with some screws, but then also Clay went through with the gun and shot nails into the strapping so that way we had 3 secure touch points for each truss that the strapping crossed. We hired someone to insulate for us because it ended up being the same cost as if we were going to do it ourselves.
It's gonna be the thumbnail right there.
To help it go quicker and to not split the strapping, we drilled the holes and started the screws ahead of time.
Problem if it's right.
Yeah, it's just how we cut these things.
Oh.
Different. Like this one needs to be a little less than 91. Can you reach? And this one's quite a bit more. So this one's going to be a strong quarter, and the other one's like a short 91. You want to come inspect it? That one didn't go in though. The other. I gotta go by here. You good with your distance? Like,
I'm good. I'm
the
right
wall.
up against the truss. Can I put mine in?
yeah, sure. Origination. I only got a few inches of guess this one will longer because that was the circle. This might go another.
Cut the paper on this.
Other way. Another way. I'm gonna cut it from the back. I don't trust.
We enlisted some help one day from Chris and John. We borrowed a drywall lift from our friend Robin.
So you're gonna.
The support thing's gonna get in the way.
Oh, you gotta slide it towards.
Yeah. It's gonna-
Slide it towards the wall. Push you, Chris. Push that sheet, the whole sheet. Just don't push it off your supports, but a
There
little
you go.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
fine.
Then you're good. Okay, and you're gonna want to sneak it back this way because I don't think you're quite catching it up with that strap. Remember, if we were gonna sneak it back this way, it's a quarter of an inch something.
You want to keep it tight over there or no?
Yeah, yeah. Keep that seam tight.
So,
Well, just up against the other.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
I think I want to start on this corner.
is that enough?
That should be okay. It's a little messy, but
All right. Do you want to use my drill?
I don't know if I'm allowed to do this.
Do we want to come on over? Well, now that you're done nailing, you're
Yeah.
allowed.
Did we decide this one doesn't work then?
Try mine. I think it's set so the clutch will release.
Do you want to sneak it out that way a little more? Or you
If you think it's okay, I think it would feel a little easier to hit because we're going to be putting screws in pretty close to the edge. Is the problem. So,
The problem is you have to take a sharp, pretty good angle.
yeah. Which doesn't really lend itself well to
so
this.
pull it out.
Okay, but the biggest thing to me is making sure that seam over there is.
How much?
Yeah, and then I'm good here.
You good?
Yeah. Is it still good there, Chris?
Yeah, this seems tight.
Perfect.
Clay, look above your head. Are you happy with that overlap?
Yeah, that's fine. That's the
Okay.
best we're gonna do.
I don't feel so bad.
When you're looking.
I'm gonna move this out of the way.
You think we're ready?
Yep.
You got it, Patrick? Yeah.
I think we've got
So-
enough.
You have to use. Oh, I guess to go down.
Yeah.
The brake.
Yeah, pull
Lift the brake.
There you go.
And you guys could get one more 8 on that and ready to go.
Okay.
When putting the screws in, you want to sink them enough so that you can put the joint compound over it, but not too much that it breaks the paper.
Come on, you take.
Once we get close.
That's where tape. There will be tape.
See, yeah, this little mark, right?
Yeah, that sometimes it's not good.
Happened.
Sounds like the clutch is engaging, so you must be hitting
I'm
something.
hitting the knot. I can't get it out either, so. Okay, it's got to come towards me a little bit, I think.
Okay.
Okay, are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Could it come this way a little more?
Yeah.
Push it back. Okay, I'm past.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like I'm.
Screwing around the garage door railings were a little bit of work, but we made do and it came out pretty good. For the ceiling, the little marks didn't always line up with where the strapping was, so I used my body to guide me and try to go straight across from the others. Obviously this one I could see the strapping, so I knew right where to put the screws. Clay is putting in spacers here so that way we can set the drywall on it. Because the ceilings are a little higher than 8 feet, we didn't have it touching the ground, and also because of the cement, we didn't want it wicking up water. So we ended up not getting longer drywall sheets to go down.
Right, but there's a point where,
That one I couldn't
right,
be
there's a
under.
point too where when you're leaning so far back, it has to count. And we ended up in all ways. We gotta get it under that thing, so we gotta come this way now. We're gonna go past that bracket. Go past it.
More. Yep.
Well, help me with the bottom. I gotta get past that bracket though before we get hit that. Are we close? You should go out. We're out in the edge. I lowered the distance on that, the height on that, so it should be giving us a little more. We might have to pick it up a little more depth.
This one I think had was a double. I think the batteries there.
If there's one over there. I don't have one charging.
The X is up right. Except for the edge of the battery.
We had a system going where while I put the screws in, Clay would get the next board ready. So he's putting the boards over to lift the next piece up. And then in a few minutes, you're going to see him cutting out the outlet. So he's going to measure it and cut it out. Once Clay drew all the lines, then he would take his knife and he would go over all the lines with the knife until he is able to get the piece out. And then you see over on the right, I'm taking the outlet out because we had already wired it and hooked it in.
You see that?
It's the metal thing. It's stuck.
Oh,
Can you
did
pull it
you
back?
loosen it?
I did loosen it.
I got it. I mean, hold it. Put one in the middle somewhere so I can
Sure.
have to hold it. Thought we were going for the ceiling there, so we could have that. Guess we didn't do that.
Everybody,
Another system that we did was I would do all the screws in the lower half, and then Clay would usually do the high ones, and then we could work together on one board to try to get it done quicker. Two walls pretty much almost done, and the whole ceiling is done. Woo -woo. So we put in a starter piece of sheetrock so that way our measurements are correct, so we can do full sheets the rest of the way. And now Clay is cutting around the outlet. We measured it and then cutting it out. And we're gonna put a piece in right here. We also put down these blocks to help us hold it up off the floor because we're in the garage and we have a special way that we're gonna trim out around the sheetrock once it is, but we didn't want it going all the way to the floor anyways. And we're gonna use some pressure treated trim boards, and we're gonna fill in behind there too, because of how we had done our sill.
That one, that's tall, so we might have to like fiddle with it to get out of there. That looks like it can fit in. How are we doing there with it? It's gotta come this way, doesn't it? A little bit, or is it like over here? Okay.
Yep.
So let's put something in it. We should have marked the studs again. We should have marked the studs.
So it's the center of that one, but this one is not quite the center. You're probably gonna have to.
Why don't you put it in the windowsill?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just put it in the windowsill and fiddle with that later.
We were perfect on the side, right? Like I can go in pretty
Well.
straight.
Yeah, there's a place that could be this. It's right on that mark right there. Pushed it.
Clay measured the window. He knows where to not only put the screw, but he's also going to cut out the window after. Drew our line, and we're going to cut out around the window.
Clearly they didn't cut deep enough into the paper right there.
You're recording.
No, it's great. I love being recorded when I make a mistake.
I don't always have to put the sound in. I can edit it to make you look brilliant.
Steaks are entertaining.
I actually got a comment that someone said I wouldn't see things go wrong. But this part's already all the way through.
Okay.
that. See what we do. So we don't have to mark the studs because they put these nice little X's on here for us.
Once we get on track.
Yeah, but we are on track. We are on track.
That's what you save yourself.
I did it. All the walls and ceilings are done. Well, walls and ceiling. Guess I don't have more than one ceiling. Woohoo! If you find my videos useful or entertaining, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.